All right, it is Angela Lee, and Angela, it is time for the trilogy with Xiong Jing Nan. Just talk to me, I guess, kind of where your excitement level. I mean, this is a rivalry that's kind of years in the making between two great athletes.
I'm pumped. Today was the final training day before we hop on a plane tomorrow morning to Singapore, and I feel great. I think this is the best camp that I've had, and I'm so excited to get in there again and to take that second belt. So 1 week out, I'm feeling good.
I love it. Champ status on the line. Now, listen, the first two fights, epic clashes, right? I mean, really great fights, spirited fights. So I just kind of wonder, as you're getting ready for a third, is that like a good thing or a bad thing? Like, I'm sure you'd like to just go in there and throw one punch and call it a night and be a winner, but I guess you probably have to know you're probably in for a battle.
Right. The first and second fight, they went 5 rounds, and so I know that she's that type of fighter. If you see her previous fights as well, a lot of her fights go the distance. And I think that's pretty much what she's trying to do this third time. It's going to be very different this time around. Of course, my game plan is always is to go in there and look for the finish. But yeah, I can almost make a guarantee that it's not going to go another 5 rounds. We had enough of that. It's going to end in the early rounds.
I love it. I love it. Well, we know it's going to be a great one. Obviously, a different weight class this time around. I mean, how does that change things? Does it affect anything in terms of your preparation? How does it impact you?
It's been great. I love fighting at 125 pounds for one strawweight division. This is my natural weight division. So this entire fight camp, I haven't had to worry about my weight at all. I've been right there on weight. And, instead of putting extra miles on the treadmill, I've been able to train extra rounds on the mats, extra sparring rounds. And so, yeah, cardio and conditioning is not going to be a factor. I don't have that stress of I got to lose this many more pounds. I'm right there. So it's kind of been weird, honestly, not having to worry about weight. I feel like in my mind, I should be stressing about something. But no, everything's been really good, smooth sailing. So yeah, I feel great.
I love it. That's great for you. All right, now let's talk about the fact that obviously it's a big fight, but it's a main event. It's on Amazon Prime. It's prime time in the U.S. I mean, as epic as those first two clashes were, I got to imagine there'll be more eyeballs in it, especially in North America this time around with this platform. I mean, do you let yourself think about that? Like, does it add a little something extra for it, knowing, this is that prime time, Amazon Prime?
Right. I try not to think about it too much. I don't want to add any more pressure than there already is. But I do know it's a big fight and it's a huge moment. I tuned into the first Amazon Prime show for One Championship, and it was awesome. It was so easy to access. And so, yeah, I think that we're definitely going to capture a whole lot, a bigger audience, a lot more eyes on One and the fighters. So, but you know what? My natural style when I fight is to go out there, and when I fight and I finish, it's usually in an exciting fashion. So I don't want to go out there and try to be an exciting fighter. I know that naturally, if I go out there and do what I do, it's going to be exciting for the fans. So yeah, I'm just going to go out there and try to execute my game plan and not think about it. And when the fans see me, let them come.
I love it. I love it. And hey, the main event as well. 3 titles, but you're the main event. I mean, I know you've had the spotlight throughout your time with One Championship, but there's got to be a sense of pride that, hey, there's 3 world titles. You could have put any of them in the main event, but we're the ones that are topping the card.
Right. It's a huge honor. And, that's why I love One. I love that they're putting the women's fight as the main event and the headliner. So it's a big honor. And, definitely think that this fight is going to blow the roof off of the place. So we're going to bring the fireworks for sure.
Now, I know you said you don't expect this to go another 5 rounds, but I'm just curious. I mean, because of your layoff from motherhood, of course, even though this is a trilogy and it's a recent fight in terms of your record, it's been almost 3 years at this point. So, I mean, you certainly could have evolved a lot during that time, but I guess she could have as well. So I guess how valuable is that, cage time from before? Are you expecting a similar opponent, or do you have to grant the fact that in this time she may have evolved quite a bit as well?
3 years is a long time. I've gone through a lot since then. But I felt better than ever in the last fight that I had with Stamp. I feel like that was just in March. And I've seen her fights since our last encounter, and I've seen that she's pretty much doing the same thing. So I know she's going to be training hard for this fight. I know she wants that to protect her belt, but I think that, you know, the developments that I've made in my game is really going to show this time around.
I love it. And once you get your hand raised, as you expected to, of course, what do you think? Is this the end? I mean, 3 is enough and we're done? Or do you think you're going to have to face her on down the line? Maybe we have 4, maybe we have 5. You guys are linked together forever.
No, in the way that I'm going to finish her, I don't think it's going to lead to any questions about a 4th encounter. But you know what? I mean, I'm so happy that there is a lot more fighters in the atomweight division, a lot more fighters in the strawweight division. There's a lot of fighters who are coming for me, and you know, once I finish Xiong, there's going to be a lot of options on the table. So we'll see from there.
I was going to ask you about that because, you know, 2 titles. You're getting called out for grappling matches, by the way. I mean, everybody's coming for you. So what do you see?
Everybody wants me, yeah.
Everybody wants a piece of Angela. So I guess what do you see as your future? I mean, do you see a world in which you can defend both titles, or do you see yourself choosing one over the other? I mean, do you see yourself doing grappling as well? Like, what does the future hold for you?
Honestly, I don't want to limit myself. I think that I could do it all. You know, atomweight division is stacked. The strawweight division, there are a few fighters, but it's you know, it's pretty light division there. And then yeah, fighting in a mixed rule set is always something that I think is interesting. I think it's cool, and the fans are excited to see that. But yeah, I've got a lot of options, and I think that right now my focus is on this big fight. And you know, after the fight, let's see what there is to do.
You touched on it. Big fight. I mean, you know, for the company, obviously, it's a historic trilogy. Obviously, it's a big moment with the new partnership with Amazon Prime. But I guess personally for you, what does this fight mean? What does this represent for you?
For me, I mean, this is my legacy fight. You know, this is history in the making. I mean, I already made history once this year, coming back from, you know, giving birth and having my daughter, and then defending my belt. You know, becoming mom champ. And now this time, stepping up in weight, I'm going to get that champ status while being a mom. So, I mean, we're breaking records, and I'm very excited. You know, I really do think that timing is everything, and I think that right now is my time.
I love it. Well, it's a big, big fight. Obviously, here in North America, it's September 30th, 1 on Prime Video 2. I guess the last thing I'll leave you with, Angela, you kind of threw it out there. You said we're not going 5 rounds this time, and you said in the most respectful way, it sounds like it's going to be one-sided because she's not going to want number 4. So what kind of fight do we see here?
You're going to see a finish, a devastating finish, and I'm going to leave it without a doubt, people. You know, if you want to beat the champ, you got to take it from the champ, and you got to take it, you know, you can't win a decision. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let this fight go to a decision. You never know what the judges are thinking. And so definitely, I want to make a statement in this fight.
I love it. If you weren't fired up already, you got to be fired up now. Cannot wait to see this trilogy matchup. I know you got a long trip to make and some final prep. So thank you for the time, Angela, and best of luck.
All right. Thank you.